Um, just go over film study, know the personnel that they got coming out. They got some talented receivers over there, a great quarterback in Josh Allen. They got weapons. So, as far as what we know, we're going to continue to do our job, watch the film and try to get some clues on what they're doing.
What do you think is sort of the most difficult part of game planning for a guy like Josh Allen?
Knowing that he's not just a pocket QB. This is a guy, if nothing is open, he's going to run the ball, and he's not looking to slide. Like, this is a guy that's very physical, a great quarterback, a guy that wants to run the ball and is going to get yards with it. So we got to know that, containing him is going to be very important, and also, making him uncomfortable back there in the pocket.
When you look at the film from the Panthers game and some of the chunk plays y'all might have given up, especially in the middle of the field, what are some of the things y'all feel like y'all need to clean up, especially with some of the extra time, extra days to kind of look at it?
Knowing that we're going against this type of offense, definitely third down. That's something that we definitely want to improve on is, getting off the field on third down and, making plays, continue to create these takeaways and do what we can as a defense to build that momentum for our offense to get them in a good field position.
How hard is it to stay disciplined playing against a quarterback like Josh Allen, knowing that, once he breaks out of the pocket, he can either run, but he also has really good slot receivers that he can drop the ball to.
Yeah, he has a very, very strong arm, and he's not scared to show it. Like, we've seen it on film multiple times of him getting outside of the pocket and finding digs in the end zone. So we definitely have to be more disciplined and plastering when he's getting out of the pocket, scrambling, and just not coming out of our coverage.
Desmond, I know this is probably beyond your pay raise and stuff, but is there any particular reason why we haven't seen you be the kickoff returner in these first two games?
Right now, Andre is the primary returner for our team. That's all I really know. Even if something does happen, I know I'm the next man up in that role. But right now, Andre is the primary returner.
Is it a bit disappointing knowing that you haven't been, even though you had a pretty good stint during the preseason?
No, not really. It's what he do too. He made All-Pro there. So we believe that he's going to continue to try to make that status known. When he get the ball on the field.
What have you seen on film about Stephon Diggs?
Very, very great route runner. A guy that's going to catch the ball when it's in his area. Diggs is Diggs. They say he's like one of the top 5 receivers in the league. So he has the stats, he has the film to show that. So as far as us and our job is to go out there and slow him down and not let him, affect the game that bad.
Right. We've only been 3 weeks in the season, but playing and transitioning with the group of guys that I'm a part of, they made it easy. The vets in our room are very professional. They teach me on and off the field, how to take care of your body and make sure that you're ready to go every single day. Whether it's practice in the game, just watching film. So we definitely put a lot of time in with each other that goes behind the scenes. So it's been great.
What have you noticed from yourself from training camp to now that you felt you've gotten better at?
It's just getting more reps every day at practice, getting good reps. Being able to go against the ones with Justin Britt and Titus and just and Max and just keep learning. Interior keys and I ask the offensive line questions. How do you feel when you feel this sort of pressure and stuff like that? So I like to learn from them also. So that's something that I feel that's grown since camp is just comfortability and reps and just my style of play. Just keep getting better at what I do. So
what's something helpful they told you?
Yeah, so they'll give you like O-line's a good person to ask. So I'll ask them, what'd you feel when I hit this move, stuff like that. So. I'll get tips and what do you think when you're getting this sort of pass rush or this sort of pass rush, and I can't give you guys all the tools, but just something to tell you guys, man.
Have you and Justin Britt had the wrestling conversation?
No, we talk about wrestling, but as of season, we can't do nothing about it. But we joke about it. We have a good time. But yeah, everybody keeps saying there's like 4 or 5 wrestlers on the team. So, and if you ask all of us, everybody's gonna say we would win the match. So that's just the pride in us talking.
Some of the difference in the last 2 games has come down to tackling. How much of you are focused on that coming in this week, especially playing against a quarterback who likes to get out of the pocket?
Right. So the game, that's a fundamental of football. So when you get to this level, it's all about the fundamentals, just being great at the fundamentals. So and Lovie Smith's big on fundamentals. So he preaches it every day since camp, since OTA. So that's something we got to do better as a defense, and just excel at the fundamentals.
Lovie said you guys don't want to have to rely on blitzing, and so far you haven't really often. Do you feel the urgency on yourself and the line to get to the quarterback forward?
Yeah, so, I mean, the D-line, we kind of we have a lot of inner talks with each other, and more like confidence talks, and just being able to listen to each other and figure out, what's working, what's not working, and we'll kind of, bounce off each other ideas, and it doesn't matter, what's called, whether it's base, blitz, run, pass, don't matter, so we try to be ready for all things, and that's what we work on throughout the week, so.
What have you seen on film about Josh Allen that makes him so difficult to defend?
Right. I mean, Josh Allen's an incredible talent. That's why people know he's Josh Allen. So I remember watching him in college and watching him in the NFL now, and he's learned as a player as long as every other NFL player. So he holds himself to a high standard, and he should. He's a great player. He's very athletic, and he can throw a good ball, and he's confident, and Buffalo loves him. So yeah.
Roy, can you just share with us really quick, I guess why salsa dancing and everything did a sack?
Yeah, so I haven't been able to do it in the season, so I kind of figured people forgot about it, But it's just something that I like to do. I like to connect with the fans, and I know the fans like it. Being from Latino background, it's big, and I like to express it. My teammates know I like to express it, and we always talk about it. Definitely trying to get some dinner, made up for the D line, and bring some culture into the locker room and keep teaching everybody. But yeah, man, we're a big culture of love. My family's a big family, and we all love each other. So yeah, I try to express it through my style of play, and I figured what better way than a celebration dance. So.
Did you win 91?
Did I win 91? I didn't want 79. So that was what it came down to. It was no specific number. They gave me 79 when I showed up, and I was like, okay. I tried to change it when I got here, but they were like, wait till after camp, so I just changed it.
Did you guys play against males?
No, I didn't. My last year I was just at Arizona for 5 games, so.
You still get the tips from your dad? Is that a weekly thing? Is he do that all the time where he watches the tape and he gives you his feedback?
Yes, he does. I have to tell him to watch his own team, so he'll call me and tell me something about my film, and I'm like, what are you doing? He'll have his film up right in front of him on a laptop, and I was like, why are you even thinking about my tape? He was like, well, it was just on my mind, and I see this guy getting reached, and I was like, I just can't let you get reached, so now I got to call you, and it's on my mind. I'm like, man, bro, just relax. Like, just worry about, your team plays on Friday, and I'm very fortunate, to have my dad be like that, and put in the extra time and effort, and, continue to do it. Even though I've reached this level, he still talks to me like he's my position coach, so he's very into my games. He loves every second of it, but yeah, I'm thankful.
Can you just talk about how much love you get from the Latino community, especially here in Houston?
Right. I mean, they've embraced me since the moment I got drafted, and so when I got the call and it was Houston, Texas, I was like, man, that's great, and I loved it, and it's been awesome, and something that kind of goes full circle is, in the football world, being a Latino is not, necessary or very impressive or shiny. I guess you could say like nobody is going to say let me go find a Latino 3 technique or nose guard. So like it's just that just so happens to come from that background, and I love it. I've always known that I was a select few for the Latino defensive lineman, and I kind of just ran with it. You ask my old college teammates in New Mexico State, it's the same thing that I was doing here. And I would make dinner for them, and they'd eat it up and all that stuff, and they just love it. And so I like to bring that. I like to bring my family, the way, like I said earlier, I like to bring my big, loving family into the locker room with my expressions and stuff like that. So being able to receive love for it, it's pretty cool. It's humbling, and it's something that I look forward to keep growing. But
What do you like to cook for your
I like tacos. I like enchiladas. I like it all. Look, this is the problem, right? So I can't eat none of that stuff right now, right? Because I got a nutritionist, and that's something that I got to stay away from. But I'll throw down some tacos for sure. But all of it's getting, Don't ask me Christmas time, because that's when it gets dangerous. Yeah.
Maybe it was your dad or someone else said that you didn't have a cheat meal for like how many months in a row? And when you finally did have one, what was it like?
Right. I didn't. It was the cheat meal for pro day. So when you get done with the season, you start getting prepared for pro day. You try to get as lean as possible, as fast as possible, and you get your body fat down, and you have to look good on stage. You have to look good in front of all the scouts and stuff like that. So it was like 4.5 months. I've gone longer than that, but it was for pro day. But actually, the first meal I had after was In-N-Out. I don't know why, but I did, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. Thank you.
Cool way to practice for the first time.
Well, we're only one day into it, really, with our first practice today. But, I'm already seeing kind of getting the full game plan ahead of time earlier in the week. Hopefully it pays off at the end.
They've talked about opening it up a little bit now that they've seen you and you seem comfortable. Would you like to see that?
I don't think anything was really closed off in the first game. But, whatever they're comfortable calling when I'm in there, I'm ready to roll with it.
Dave's first the Panthers and now another tough defense. So what do you see from the Bills on film? And obviously you're getting kind of quite the indoctrination you stand up.
They have a lot of experienced dudes on their defense. A lot of their guys have been in the system for a while, and they do what they do at a high level. I think as an offense, just attacking that, we just got to go by our rules, and kind of they're one of the teams that wanted to force you into check down. So let's spread the ball around, get the ball to our playmakers in space, and let them win the one-on-ones.
What from your time in like live action here has helped you the most in like being able to see checks before plays and such?
I think some of it goes back to college. Just the system I was running in college helped a lot with that, and having to make pre-snap checks, and some of it carried over into what we're doing here, and some of it is new. But I think kind of just starting in camp, working with the quarterbacks, working with TK, working with Pep, and just hitting everything ahead of time, making sure I'm prepared for each and every moment is the biggest thing.
You have a play in mind from your game and a half, I guess, so far? Maybe a play in mind that maybe illustrates how you want to play, and maybe a play in mind that you want to flush, or it illustrates how you don't want to play?
The thing that I'm thinking of first is just that 2-minute drive at the end of the first half versus Carolina, just moving the ball steadily down the field and ending in a touchdown. That's something we strive to do every drive, and scoring points and outscoring the opponent's how you're going to win. So I think that's it.
What is it about Cooks that's made you guys have such a good on-field rapport so far?
Brandon's just a guy, he's extremely willing to work. Got extra stuff with him after practice today, and he's he's going to be there. I know he's going to be in the right spot, and I mean, a lot more often than not, he's going to be beating the guy across from him. So it's just one of those trustworthy targets.
How important is it to establish the run against Buffalo this week?
It'll be big. They're not a huge pressure, load the box team, so I think really starting the run game strong, and will always allow you to open up the pass game. But I mean, I think the emphasis on the run game is going to be big this week.
Has Pep at all brought up anything about, he coached Justin Herbert last year and he played so well, any similarities, anything he said about Herbert that could help you?
Nothing crazy. I know Justin got thrown in early on in their season last year, and he did extremely well. I think something that Pep emphasized when talking about Justin is just being able to get through your reads efficiently, not having to force balls in there, obviously protecting the football, and then getting down to the check down is never a bad option.
I know as a competitor you probably just want to play, but what do you think is the value of kind of sort of the on-the-job training? There's a lot of debate on whether a rookie quarterback should start right away or whether he should wait. Like, how would you describe the value and the experience and sort of just keep you better?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to gain experience than to go out there and get the live reps. So, I mean, I'm just grateful for every opportunity I have, every play I'm out there, because I can continue to learn more and more each play.
What is the advantage of having Pep as your position coach?
He's great. Obviously, I think he kind of tells a story that he was one of the guys who studied me, helping Coach Shaw when I was recruited to Stanford. So he had eyes on me going back pretty far. And, I mean, he's comfortable or familiar with the system I came from in college and how it translates into this one. So he's been helping me a lot with that.
Coach Cully is really big on allowing his coaches to coach, and you just talked about how great Pep Hamilton has been to you. But what about Coach Cully has also coached your position? Has he given you any pointers? Have he pulled you to the side and talked to you?
He has. I mean, the biggest thing as a head coach, he's just stressing the emphasis of protecting the football, making smart decisions, and not trying to do too much as a rookie quarterback. Just going in there and doing what I can and showing them the reason why they drafted me.
How do you think Pep's familiarity with what you did at Stanford and that kind of carry over, how does that help day-to-day for you guys now?
I think just conceptualizing some of the plays we install, the verbiage, how I heard it before at Stanford versus how we're talking about it now. I think some of that stuff just ties together and allows me to understand it a little easier.
As a competitor, do you look at anything that how you're doing in comparison to other rookie quarterbacks or other young quarterbacks, and do you kind of take any motivation from that? Maybe someone's drafted the first round, you're in the third. Do you think on that?
Not really. I mean, I'm just focused on myself and getting better each and every day around this team.
At this point, you played multiple levels, multiple teams, multiple systems, and looking back at all those times where felt maybe established at a certain point, do you feel at this point that there's still room, and where is that moment? Where are you at right now with that?
I mean, with anything, I think there's always room for growth. I'm still very young, I would say, in this offense. So, I mean, I'm learning new stuff every day, and I think big thing of that is just kind of knowing what I'm comfortable with, communicating that with the coaches, and being able to run that stuff on Sunday when it counts.
Do you feel like the game has slowed down to you now that you've played a complete full game as the starting quarterback?
I mean, I would say so. I think the big part of the game slowing down for a quarterback is having a big understanding of what you're running on offense and what the defense is doing and how you can attack that. So I think it just comes with more and more film study and reps in the offense, being comfortable with all the guys around me.
I forget who said it. Someone mentioned that if you're nervous, you are nervous that you don't show it, that you can't tell. Are you nervous at all on Thursday, or?
I mean, I always kind of have the same answer when talking about nerves for a game. I think there's always the butterflies that go around at the start of the game, but once you're in there for the first drive, the first hit, you kind of settle into the feeling that it's just another football game. You're out there to do your job.
Tyus Howard last week was telling us that you're more fast than people give you credit for. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I think when I get on the edge, if I need to run, I think I can make plays on the edge and try not to take any hits, but pick up some yards when it's needed.
Why do you think they don't give you credit?
I mean, I don't know entirely. Just quarterbacks aren't always the most mobile, and I've always been deemed the stereotypical pocket passer, but I think I'm more athletic than a lot of people give me credit for.
Didn't you run
Last one.
4.65 as a pro day?
I think the NFL Network might have put like a 4.58 on something. I don't know how realistic the times were, but I mean, time faster than some people might have expected. Yeah.
All set? All right.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.